earlier while we finished talking about meats.
Hey peeps, thank you for coming to the party. I'm back from my travels in the universe. My voice is back because for a minute there I didn't want to talk to no damn body. I didn't have shit to say. I just wanted to be quiet and get the damn universe. My voice is back because for a minute there I didn't want to. Why are we getting echo?
Is that you?
No,
that's you. That's somebody.
That was me.
That was you.
I can't get this whore to stop talking. Not this whore, because you hear Jason's voice.
That's okay. It hasn't called many things. And that's for all of them, depending on the day you call me that.
I can't get voice. Hold on a second.
It hasn't called many things.
There we go. I can't get YouTube to shut the hell up. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
So sorry.
Hello, everyone. I see Jane Finley English, Connie Brown, House of Little. Hey, girl. House of Lenormand. Hey, Becca, girl. Hey, girl. Thank you for coming on. Cartomancy, Mesquite, Jan Breck, Sharon Sight, who's usually the first one in the room. Come on in the room. Oh, Lordy. Come on in the room. Oh, Lord, come on in the room. Come on in.
This is the closest I have to a tambourine.
All right.
Wait a minute. Always in these moments, I say I need a church fan with Martin Luther King's face on it. I got a card with his face on it, and I'm pulling it out right there. You keep on going. I'm gonna find it by the time you get to the
I moved it.
Because you know,
I have a church fan somewhere, but you know how they hand out those funeral fans in the church.
We know African Americans can't ever sing a song straight. So
yeah.
By the time you finish, I find it. There it is.
Yes, so it's the most wonderful time.
Oh, not that song.
That shit.
With the bell jingling.
I was about to get spiritual. Here you go with this here.
Yeah. Yes,
we went to gospel, and then she went to damn Christmas song.
Yes, she did. That's the African American for you, though, right?
That's right. You keep your heart set on something.
Yeah,
African American.
That's what we do. That's what we do. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Come on in the room and get a little Christmas joy.
So we can't have nice stuff.
I thank everyone for joining us tonight. I really thank Adrian and John for being on. And if you haven't checked out their new joint where they are doing chakra readings and our
oracle readings.
Oracle readings. It was really a lot of fun. Adrian has this sense of humor that just wipes me out because she will be the first one to say some shit everybody's thinking, and I just love her for that.
Thank you, Jace. It gets me in trouble at work.
I really do. Thank you for carrying it the last time, because girl, I had some shit on my mind. You know, shit. I was very serious and also very angry. So I had lost all of my sense of humor because it wasn't shit funny that day, but it's back. Ready to go forward. And I've created a new, what do you call it? A new club. I have created a new club for all the ash cheek spreading, paint licking and smelling, eating the poo, aromatics left, and daddy's dirty diapers, social outcasts, freaking social of disease. I have put y'all all in this group. So tonight, even though I know Johnny and everyone has read on these people, I want to think about the ones who have now stuck their noses firmly in Trump's taint, and y'all know what a taint is.
Side note, they no longer call it taint, they call it the gooch.
The gooch? All right. So they have their nose firmly planted in there where they are sniffing in that area in an attempt to keep it clean, even though I think about the person that has to clean him up when he poos his diapers. What a fucking gig that must be. So I want to check out first of all, that silly little girl, Miss Cardone, who showed up loaded as Rudy, this so-called hearing that they were holding in a hotel room where she was out trying to be a smart ass. And let's just get a little background on that taint sniffer liquor.
Gooch sniffer, gooch. You're dating
gooch. Okay. I stand corrected. Now, she was working for Ford, and she was fired from Ford for what? Computer fraud. Okay. She was charged with computer fraud because she had sent a video of herself sucking her man's dick, her fiance's dick, to his ex-wife, and his little boy thought it was a message from his daddy, and it was her giving his daddy head. So his ass is now.
Wait. Back up for 9 seconds. So she was performing her wifely duty, I guess, is how she gonna put it. And messages to her son.
She met her fiance has a son and a wife. They both have children with other people. And she apparently, hates the ex-wife and the son or whatever, because what she did while she was working at Ford is she created a way that she could send this dick sucking video from her fiance's phone, having the little boy think it was something from his dad, and then he opens that up and that's what he sees. Okay, so that is what is the main thing of her computer fraud. She first lied and said that she didn't do that until, real professional computer people can trace back email address, all that shit, and it came upon her. And so she used a phony email to send this. And then it went to the little boy who's traumatized. So it's criminal.
Because it's child pornography.
Yeah, it's criminal.
Since sex acts
fraud. And she was Rudy Giuliani's star witness.
For fraud. She was the witness for fraud.
She was a witness for fraud while she had been charged with criminal computer fraud. Yes, that was his star witness. The one that just simply wouldn't shut up. So look at Miss Melissa Cardone. Adrian, can you read her chakras? And Johnny, I'll do what I can with these cards. But I thought we needed to know about her. She is... first she didn't show her face, but now she's all in because she digs her celebrity. Now she's saying she can't get a job.
Okay, good.
That she's had to move. That her kids are traumatized. You ain't thinking about the child you traumatized.
Well, apparently you don't mind blowing, so there's your job right there.
Yeah, right.
I mean, there's a lot of... Well, depending on how good of a job she did, because there's evidence to maybe
you can actually do it in a very creative and artistic way.
Yeah,
I mean, she could do at least a couple weeks of buyer's remorse before the word gets around. You pick your corner and pitch your sign and go for it.
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, at least that's honest work.
At least get her $20 a head, no pun intended.
Yeah. I had a friend
do Rune cards.
When I told him she would give him some head for $5. I said, beware of $5 head.
Because that usually comes with
all kinds of
$800 prescription to Valtrax.
You'll be itching and burning.
Never go in for $5 head.
Itching and burning.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how she's doing. Since she can't get a job and her life is so fucking traumatized. You think about that when you were doing that, sending it to that child. So, I don't have
your future stepson at that.
Yeah.
That wasn't a child. That's your stepson for all intents and
she was actually, I think, trying to get under the skin of the wife, but he saw it coming from his daddy's phone. So he thought it was a message for him from his dad. Yeah. I tell you. So what is her chakras looking like? And what can she look forward to? Because she did say, I signed a paper, an affidavit, that if I lie, I could go to jail.
I think she's going to jail, but I'm not pulling the tarot. I'm only responsible for the chakra right now. So.
The tarots.
If I were a betting woman, I would.
Okay, Johnny, did you pull some?
No, I didn't pull tarots. I'm gonna do rune cards today.
Okay, all right. Are those large cards that you did? Those oversized cards?
No, I just got these 2 days ago. Ain't nobody seen them yet. We're gonna see them today, though.
Debut.
Yes. Okay. Well.
Ma'am, I need you not to be so scattered. We was going to Adrian first. You said you wanted chakras. Let's go back.
Yes,
Thank you, Johnny. Because I'm like, God, I'm having to be the party pisser.
Like, okay, what our chakras look like? Okay, Johnny, what you get? Okay, let me see what I get. We need to go one at a time. Let's go.
Okay.
What I love about Jade is she challenges my. I try to be, because as a Libra, there's the yin and the yang. And so the yang, the B of my personality is like, whatever happens, happens. I don't give a shit. Jace challenges my A personality, which is like, no, order. What were you talking about?
Okay.
And the B
challenged.
It's just Jace, breathe, we'll get to it. And the A is like, no, what the fuck was you just talking about?
Okay, I'll do my best to stay focused. Okay, thank you, Johnny. Yes, Adrian. What is Mommy Sita's chakras looking like?
And I'm glad he did it too, because it's been forever. And I just thank you, Johnny. Okay, so for Sean,
I have never known you to hold back.
Oh, I hold back a lot. It's just and I hold back a lot. So in general, okay, solar plexus chakra and her third eye chakra. Solar plexus chakra is universal light. She cannot see it. She has a problem with impulse, which is obvious, right? She is not guided by the divine. Every action she does is not thought of. It's just do it, go. And that is because she does not listen to her third eye chakra. This heifer could not find her third eye chakra if it was out of her forehead, presented in an email going to her future husband's ex-wife. She just couldn't.
Yeah.
So that's why she's like that. Now, here's an interesting thing. I got 2 heart chakra cards. One with play. She does not take anything seriously, doesn't take her job seriously. She probably didn't even take that hearing seriously. To her, everything is play. Why is that? Because she lives in a victim frequency. This is called forgive. She get the forgiveness card. Anything and everything is everybody else's fault but hers. Willing to bet she probably blames that little boy for opening that email, the reason why she got fired. As you watched the reading, she blamed everybody and their mother and would not back down when old boy who had the patience of Job was just looking at her like, ma'am, what? Anything and everything is everybody else's fault because she has, and I'm gonna put this in basic bitch language, a blocked heart chakra. She cannot forgive. She's got to get out of her victim frequency.
I like that victim frequency. I've never heard it put that way.
Yeah.
Explain that for the slow people in the back from like me one more time. Victim frequency would be her basically saying everything is everybody else's fault.
That's it. So,
but it's been done to me almost.
Mm-hmm. So, when you have a flat tire on the side and you're on the side of the interstate, instead of going, you know what, this just happened. What is the good that can come from it? You immediately go into the woe is me. Oh my God, the universe is against me. That's a victim frequency. Trump is the epitome of victim frequency. There's a whole bunch of frequencies going on in the world. There's a rape and pillage frequency, a victim frequency. It can go on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
He is just forever in the victim frequency.
I like that. So I pretty much get, I did a reading on her before. And what it showed when I did the tarots was that she is trying to get into Trump's inner circle. She wants to be profitable in this little thing because she doesn't give a shit about voter fraud. She wants some money. And that's the first thing that pops up here. Fehu is about money. Money, not only money with her, but this is about money, possessions. It could also be about fees and bills and things of that. Anything to do with money, Fehu is it. And then she has Ehwas, is how you say it. Ehwas is about chains, is the death card. And then Lagus is like a deep subconscious mystery or dreams and that type of thing. She wants a change in her finance in the biggest way. So she is doing all this showmanship for money. She is trying to angle for a position. Here, I pull 6. So I have out. Oh no, this is Kanaz. Kanaz is about exposure. This is light. It could also be a boil or a blister, something hot, something fire, something like that. But in this in particular, but you know what? Actually, I'm not gonna. Okay, I have to break that down again. Okay, so I don't know why that's here. We may have to do it a little separate. I might have to pull the tarots on that one.
Okay.
Kanaz can be it's a torch. It literally means torch or fire or lights or flashlight, something that would expose, but it also means boil, blister, something hot, something of that nature. Algiz is about warding off danger, warding off evil. And then Burkano is like, this could be your health. This is spring. This is harvest. This is the good tree. This is that type of thing. That she might be having a bit of sexual health issue as well. So she may be itching and burning because that's what it says.
Too much cheese on the taco right now.
And but what I get is she is definitely after money. That is for sure.
Okay, you want to see what I got? Now I'm not a professional.
You do you. We here. Go.
All my stuff is like really intuitive. All right, I pulled the first card and I went through this Rider-Waite deck to make sure all the cards were upright, but I pulled the 3 of Cups and it was upside down. So she was really thinking her ass was getting ready to partay. That I'm in I'm in the money. I'm in the big league right now. I'm the president's thing. But babes, it came up upside down for your ass. You won't be partying, okay? You'll be. Then I got the 4 of Wands. She's still thinking that perhaps, yeah, I did my bit. I'm going to be rewarded and we going to celebrate good times. Come on. But then I got the 8 of Swords, where she's kind of feeling like it ain't happening like that right now. That she may have hitched her wagon to the wrong people. Right now she wishes she could disappear. I feel tied up. I'd like to be able to go somewhere and disappear, but not really. Okay, so she's feeling a little bound emotionally. When I go into her energy, she's wondering, she's probably thinking, what the fuck did I just do? What did I do by putting myself out there and exposing myself? I got the 4 of Pentacles upside down. You're not going to get any money. You're not going to get any fame. You're not going to be invited to the party. Shit about your ass. They've gotten what they wanted. Then I got the death card that she's thinking about what she's done. She knows it's a big mistake. She knows by putting herself out there that we now know that she sucked her man's dick and sent it to his child. We all know that she was charged with criminal cyber fraud. We all know that, you know, the poor child is traumatized. We all know that you're a piece of poo-poo. You are a piece of poo-poo, and it's not going to end well for your ass. So that's how I interpreted what I pulled. It may not be the true meaning of things, but that's what
that's pretty good.
Thank you. Perhaps I'm improving because I certainly am spending time with the cards. Okay, now I think.
Hold on a second, though. Can I just go back to something you said? You said that she's looking at what have I gotten myself into.
Mm-hmm.
What have I done? I'm not going to challenge it because that's your perception. I will never challenge what you get your intuition from your guides. I just want to put out a reminder. She lives in victim frequency.
Oh.
So I think maybe, can I do a yes, however, to what you said? What did I do? Why didn't they like me? I said the truth. I did. Why isn't this? It's their fault. They misinterpreted what I said.
Okay.
I think it's why didn't I get the I just perceive it as why didn't I get the accolades that I think I should have gotten because that victim frequency.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me do one last thing. I want to know from these cards, why did she get herself into this situation?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I pulled tarot, and I'm gonna see what you got compared to what I got, Johnny.
I got the same thing. Fehu, again, this is about money. Gebo is gifts. This is her angling for a position. And then Lagus, same thing. 6 of Pentacles. There you go. She wants money. And I think I wonder if she's having like serious money issues. If maybe she's got some sort of chain around the neck type thing, like gambling or drugs or alcohol or something.
I got Ace of Swords too, like Jace. It started with the 10 of Pentacles. So, and then it was crossed with the Knight of Cups. Recent past is, having temperance. Joe Biden's at the crown of this, or somebody, this King of Cups, this emotion. She wanted money. Here's the thing, though, because this was a give and take in her mind. I'm going to do this little deed. Y'all going to show me the coin.
Yeah.
Fires. I got 8 of Cups, Ace of Cups, and King of Wands. This backfired, basically, really, as we're all seeing it play out. This backfired. She has to walk away from this plan, and she's super emotional. Who put the kibosh on it? King of Wands. I'm thinking not that Giuliani is the king, but I think that you gotta be in a real, and I say this about what's her name? I can't know why my brain just forgot her name. Attorney from Dallas. You have to be.
Sidney Powell.
Thank you, Jace. You got to be an extra level of extra for Giuliani and crew. Crazy for that.
Sidney Powell.
They probably gave her a script and she went too off of it. Because I even remember watching Julie looking at her pretty honest and her like, bitch.
Girl, we wasn't supposed to be talking about that, but she always looks like a wind-up doll to me. Sidney Powell looks like somebody turns a big key in her back and she just comes out with whatever's on her mind. Still talking on Fox. Have you noticed that the Fox attorneys are really very tired and really fucked up? I mean, they're all people who should be disbarred. They should be sanctioned. Something needs to happen to them for this recent act of sedition. But before we go on, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. Those who are celebrating the Festival of Lights, yes, indeed, yes, Lord, hallelujah. Yes, now back onto this new club that I've formed, the Taint Smellers, Gooch Smellers and Gooch Liquors. They are busy. That's quite a gig, okay? I want to check in on the chick that sat next to Rudy Giuliani when he farted the first time. And when the second one came out, it was like, and she had a lick on her face like, you funky motherfucker. I got to sit here and tell this lie, your stinking ass. You have just perfumed the room. You stinking motherfucker. And the look on her face was like disgust. Okay, I mean she kind of squinched up at the first one, but the second one came in with a roar, baby. You could hear it on the camera.
You know, there's the lady I used to work with.
Oh God!
She was very, very gassy. I mean, she could pilot an air balloon with no heat. Like she was gassy.
See,
it came out of everywhere, ears, nose, mouth, everywhere. It's just like gas.
The whole thing was funky for Jamaican.
And she used to have this expression because she never said "excuse me." Because
can I guess the expression?
What
was it? I'd rather be ashamed than bust a vein.
No, something else. It's on the same lines. She said, "If I hold it, it hurts nobody but me." Okay, because if she hold it, it's gonna hurt her stomach. So she's gonna let it out. It's gonna come out of everything. And I'm like, okay. And like my desk is here, your desk is there.
Right.
This is probably why I always have 1,400 of these in my house. It's like
Child, I have the incense going, I have the sprays, I have the salve. Whatever it will, candles, whatever it takes to sweeten the room.
And I'm always self-conscious about smells anyway.
Right. Yeah.
The first thing I think is, oh my God, they're gonna think that's me.
You have the nerve to sashay over in your place. Makeup.
She quit eating all them damn hams and beans when she come to work.
And she had to sit there and hold her dignity. She had, but the look on her face was that I should punch you right in your fucking nose.
Oh. Here's the thing, though. I have a question, and maybe this is I know the answer to this question. So yes and no. Were they just loud, or were they loud?
No, it was loud. The first one came out like a sizzler, you know.
Well, no, here's the thing, though. Not all flatulence stinks. Maybe it was just loud.
No,
it was loud.
She looked at him like when the second one came out, it was. She looked at him like something had crawled up his ass. Her expression was priceless.
You're right, because I'm going back and
they were the victims. He said victims, and it said
new victims.
Like it peeled her nose hair. Like her nose hair had sinned, getting ready to fall out. That's a good point.
And she kind of looked at him like, yeah, I might get past that first one, but god damn.
And then I answered my own question because, like, were they loud or were they just stinky? And I forgot that he's over 70. All farts over 70 are
loud and stinky.
So never mind.
He just kept right on talking like nothing had happened. Then he went on and drank liquor and gave himself alcohol poison and had to go to the hospital. But girl, I know we're gonna read on her, but I just thought, do you think he did that before, or do you think that he's been hanging around Trump so long and Trump just does it that gave him like the?
I think he's just at that point in his life to where you got to let that go.
Like your coworker.
Like the woman, if you hold it, it hurts nobody but you.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you gotta let it go because
it'll dissipate eventually, but y'all smell it first. I get you, but eventually it's gonna go away, or you're gonna get used to me gas bombing you here in this courtroom. But
as I said, perfuming up the air, baby. But
oh Jesus!
And She had all kinds of stuff. These people gonna think they would think it was me if it hadn't come out so loud on you. So they know it wasn't me, but her look was like, damn, you motherfucker.
And you know, the booty muscles probably ain't that strong to keep it in. So it's, you know, it comes flying out. So.
Yeah, that's what Terry said. She's like, at that age, you have less
There you go.
Sorry, I'm 38 and I have less pucker power, so I can't imagine.
You have to do your Kegels and all of that shit. You got to do all of that.
I don't know what Kegel muscles you can do for your booty hole, but I need to start.
I don't know what they are either. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Doing that.
I still have pretty good cheek control so that it won't come rolling out. But there have been those times when I said, "Oh, that was not a fart. That was really something that I need to go to the bathroom, finish it off, and then get in the shower right away." I'm going to the shower, baby.
And then you a streak. There's no like, you know, murder line between where they happen in the shower, because then you got to clean all that. Now, and then you're like, how do I get these shitty across the bathroom floor?
Get the clothes soaking right away. All of that.
Jesus, y'all don't understand the struggle. Is real.
I've had those incidents.
It's real.
Yeah, it's getting real.
Wait a minute, Jesus. Wait a minute, Jesus.
I don't know if I'm about to be TMI, but my best friend had this whole 2-week period. I don't know what happened to her colon. She started herself 3 times in a 2-week period. And I never laughed. I was just like, oh God, that's rough, right? So this office chair that I'm in is like cow, you know, this fancy ass velvet cow print. I had to save up months to buy this chair. It is nothing but the divinity. I and coughed and went, oh shit. Luckily, it was just a little dime size. Yeah. I was like, I texted her, I was like, God damn you know I'm an empath. You can't tell me shit stories for 3
Right.
weeks. And I don't have control. I told her, I said, you're going to have to hold that to yourself for the next, until you get your colon back together, because that was too close for call. I had started. You got me in my thing. Can you imagine if I had started in this chair? The whole thing.
Oh my God. It'd be ruined.
The whole thing would have to, and I'm just like, you good, Johnny?
I have had to get up and sprint, okay? Because no, that is not a fart.
That is not a fart. And that is not.
And it's coming fast.
Oh so, my God, Jesus! In the morning.
I start running the water to take all my clothes off and turn on the shower, because it's from the toilet to the shower. Got the wash
that you thought it was. And it's like, wait a minute.
That was, no.
Jace, I know you were like, because this is what happens. I know good and goddamn well I didn't just shit myself.
Yeah. But yes, you did.
I am not 4. What has happened to me?
Oh, God, so I'm very cautious. When I feel that build up, I'm very cautious before I push.
But here's the thing, though.
You always think it's one thing, and then it's a little wet.
Yeah, a little wet.
I'm like, where did this come from? What did my colon do to produce this?
Exactly.
This is not like me.
This was in me. Oh my God. I need to deep.
Like, what happened to the air? That's all I was trying to do.
So, Jace, were you like for like a good month after? Like, if I have to pass gas, I'm doing over the toilet, because I just
exactly. I was like, exactly. I don't take chances now.
I ain't fooling with y'all.
And we'll see what happens.
Nope.
It'll either be gas or it'll be gas with a little treat. See, and then it's shower.
It was a dime-size amount. And for a month, I'm like,
awful.
I got to fart over the toilet because I can't fuck myself up like this again.
This shakes my nerves. So, Rudy is over age. He's been drinking. I think he's had cancer. He's got a whole bunch of shit going on. But the part like that, in the middle of y'all's alleged things that you were holding in hotel rooms, these were not held in state houses and like in the real places, the representatives and shit, they would have to have a lunch and hear him go on and on and on. But when I saw that girl's face, I got so tickled I didn't know what to do. She kind of snapped her head around like Linda Blair from The Exorcist. What just happened?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, you shitty bastard. Okay.
You wanted us to, before we got
let's make sure she's not
on the dark side. You wanted us to read on her, right? What was the question?
I don't know her name. I wish I knew her name, but I can sure see her face. You know,
she had on the pinkish purple blazer with the white shirt underneath.
Yes.
And the diamond studs. I know, and the sandy blonde hair. I know what she looked
blonde hair. Yeah. And she looked at him like she wanted to kick him in his nuts. You know?
So, what's the question for her? I think that's a
good. What's she doing?
Because she was co-counsel, right?
Mm-hmm.
How is she doing?
She was co-counsel, caught up in the mix.
First she kisses.
Trying to make her bones.
Oh, how is she doing? Johnny, you okay now?
Absolutely not.
Are you okay?
Got me coughing up.
Ooh, no.
I'm keeping it together is what I'm doing right I need a moment.
That was not a fart.
That was not a fart. I just shat myself. And I don't wear diapers.
I just shitted. Not shat, baby. You shitted yourself.
I really did. I really did. That was it.
Shat is solid. Shitted is not. You shitted yourself, Bubble Kid.
I shitted myself, and I ran to the bathroom to try to correct saying.
It'd be like that sometimes, though. Lord Jesus, we are all human.
Yes, we are.
What is she feeling right now?
I don't know what the latest news. Did she go off with COVID? Is she still trying to be out there trying to talk? Still smelling his stinking ass. She probably had her mouth open at the time and breathed.
Like, oh, that went down my throat.
Man, everything tastes like shit. I can't eat dinner. I can't do that.
You know the look on her face, though, Jace. You were right. That fart singed her nose hair.
That did. That fucked her up. It gave her brain damage, loss of memory or something. She was looking at him like, you dirty bastard.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
Does she know Melania? Is that how she got on?
Does she know Melania? She could be with Melania.
I'm curious.
The reptile, the slither,
she was
the Komodo dragon.
Melania, which is how
she got in the groove.
Actually, with both of I can't put no, that's not fair. There's somebody how she got it. So she
was connected. And I'm trying to think of where she was in the Trump administration because she was an attorney that was there.
She was either, I think she may have been one of Melania's or one of Ivanka's attorneys.
Ivanka?
Yeah, they had a friendship. However, you in danger, girl. There's a message of concern. The phone call is coming from inside. Somebody in the inner circle has given her a warning. She is about to be out in the, this is poverty though. This is not just,
wow.
Something not very good is about to happen. I know I was reading in the chat. It looks like somebody said she did test positive for COVID.
Yes, she did. I thought she had tested positive for COVID.
I don't want to say her career. Yeah, it may be actually that her career may be over.
Yeah. I've got a feeling that this man who has separated families and friendships and just sort of devastated, and he has, that anybody who's worked with him is going to be associated with him, and that's going to be that's going to be like climbing up a mountain with some greasy a glass mountain with some damn Vaseline on the bottom of your sneakers. That's going to be difficult for those people who are trying to leave.
So I asked how she was doing.
Huh?
And
asked how she was doing.
Yeah.
I get the card. I get Hagalos. Hagalos is danger, but it's like bad weather. And I get it twice because I have 3 decks and they're all Rune cards. Then I got Yerra. Yerra is about year. It's in English, it would be year. Also means harvest and crops and something sort of coming to maturity. So whatever this danger is here now. And it is growing, in fact. So I only pulled 3, so it didn't zero in on health or anything, but whatever the danger is around her, and it's environmental too, because like I said, is weather. So it's all around her.
Yep. I started with the 5 of Pentacles, and at the crown of this is the Tower. She is in a struggle bus.
You in danger, girl.
Girl, you are in danger.
Girl.
Yeah, it's about to get ugly.
Ace of Pentacles. I'm gonna hold on.
What's about her health specifically? Her health.
There's also. I'm gonna keep this to myself. Jace, what did you get, my dear?
Well, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords would very likely be Melania and Donald. To me, that she's expecting something for her putting her ass on the line like that for him. I mean, even a first year associate knows Law 101. But I get like the let's see, what is this? Is this the 4 of Swords where she's kind of laying down, contemplating some stuff? She's kind of laying down, trying to figure it out because she knows she's fucked up real bad. She's not well. They probably made, the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords probably made promises they had absolutely no intention of keeping, but they kind of convinced her that if you do this, we got your back, which they do not. And then I have the 6 of Cups. I don't know. This looks like, it looks to me like a gift or a romance card, or
I got 6 of Cups too when I pulled on her. Nostalgia.
Yeah, thinking about how life used to be, or
how I got it is when I pulled the tarot. She sees the doom. She knows that her life has her ties and allegiances were with the wrong people. She also knows as a constitutional lawyer, thank you for clarifying that, Terry, that the crap she was saying was indeed crap. And therefore her career is over and she's nostalgic. She's really, especially being sick, because you've got the 4 swords, right?
Right.
She's having to she's kind of sitting. She's in laying, but literally she's on her back. She's sick. That's making her think a lot and process. I've got the Rona. life used to be really good. How in the hell that I am now in a position that is not good?
Right. My fifth card is the same one, the Two of Swords, where she is emotionally wanting to check out. She feels like, to this card, when I look at it, it just reminds me of someone who really wants to check out. They cannot. They think that if they do their best to protect themselves, but she's an emotional wreck right now.
Because the Two of Swords, to go along your line there, it is a person who wants to detach because they don't want to make a decision.
They don't make it. Yep.
They just want, if I ignore it, it goes away, even though it's not true. It's never been true. It never will be true.
Yeah.
I don't have to make the head over heart are not aligned. I don't have to make a decision. So I'm just gonna, like Johnny said, if I ignore it, it's just gonna go away.
It's just gonna go away. I'll pretend it never happened.
Which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bless her heart, but that fart really happened, girl. That was a fart that was heard around the world, baby doll.
I did her health, and y'all's cards are actually coming up in the rooms here because there's a lot of blockage. So that Six of Cups also can be stuck in the past. It's a person who's always reminiscent. They're never trying to go forward, especially when you get the Two of Swords telling that's the person who doesn't want to go forward. And I get Isa, and I get it twice, which is blockage. Isa means ice.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold and blockage, like iceberg blockage. And it's also an obstacle. And I get Ansus. After that, Ansus is like wisdom. This is the god Rune. So this one stands for Odin and all the gods. And she is now also in a prayer mode too, which is where I kind of get that Four of Swords energy, to where that's kind of all you got to do now is time to think and reminisce and, oh God, please, and this and this. I get Pertho. Pertho is actually the rune for woman, but it's also one for mysteries and psychic flashes, occults, things of that nature. Radio is about messages coming in, received, and messages going out. This is also transportation. So she's getting a lot of time to think, and Burkana is here. This is about her health. So she's getting a lot of time to think now. She's right now laid up. There is an obstacle to her actually going forward with her life. So she's in a lot of prayer and meditative state right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good space to be in for her, because there's nothing more. When you think that your whole career has blown up, that's like a gut punch, you know. So now let us move on to the newest wannabe taints, Gooch smeller, Gooch licking, got her nose buried as far as she can get it up. You know, she might still be in the butt cheek spreading phase. She hasn't quite. She wants to be with the Gooch group, but she's about the camel waffler. I don't like her. She was appointed to that position. Trump doesn't like her because he wanted that screaming banshee bitch Doug Collins to be in that, go from the House of Representatives to the Senate. Doug Collins, a chaplain who would dare challenge Warnock's belief. I wanted Warnock during that sorry ass debate. I wanted him to talk to her about what it is to be a radical left, because all he stood there kind of looking at her. I don't know if he was stunned. He and Ossoff were not understanding that in this game you're gonna have to get some dirt under your fingernails. But I want to look in on that rubberneck bitch, because I'm gonna tell you something. Trump came down. He went to
not rubberneck. Wait a minute. Let that breathe. That was a good dig right there.
Yeah, he went down. I forget where he was in Georgia for Valdosta, I think it was, some little area down there. He came and he gave them about 2 minutes, a fart time of his attention, that we got to get them. He kind of said 1 or 2 words about her, but she got up and tried to act like she was really his friend, and I really love you, and I would love to like get my head as far up your ass as I can get it, you know. Purdue wanted to say something. I think he was being booed. I don't know. It was a clusterfuck is what it was. It didn't make no damn sense. So I'm just wondering what she's thinking right now. She's trying so hard. She's not discussed policy. She did earn money on insider trading, both she and Purdue, because they had information we didn't have. So, bitch, you're valued at $500 million. Your husband somehow owns the stock exchange, so you need to go sit your ass down. Learn how to be human, because you look like a Stepford wife. You know, you plastic, disingenuous. So I don't like her. So I'm wondering how she's feeling after that rally that went nowhere, and after that she's been getting like roasted. Even Republicans are roasting her ass. Yeah, I wonder how she's feeling.
I'm hungry. That has nothing to do with this heifer, but I'm just
you know.
saying.
Georgia, y'all wake up now. If you are not registered, do whatever you can, but take your ass to the polls. Because Raffensperger and Kemp have now launched an investigation into Tracy Abrams' fair fight, thinking that somehow getting people to come out and vote and get absentee ballots, that somehow when we show up, there's just always something wrong with that. So once again,
when will you realize that? I'm trying to find nice words. And I know
don't find nice words. This is petty party.
And I don't know. It's not because of petty party. I'm trying to be very conscientious of what I put out into spirit.
Okay.
This is more covering my own ass.
I understand. I get it.
We have to understand that this is a cult. And these are not normal, rational thinking human beings. When you're in a cult, it is a very different mindset. And I am wondering sometimes, when your own people have threatened to kill you, when does it click, and will it ever click? Your own people have threatened to kill you.
Yeah.
Your own people want you dead.
Yeah. They think you're a traitor.
At what point? And you know that this man is a bully. Because with all cult leaders, you can never do anything right. I'm going to give a quick shout out. Becca after a live we all did. Becca recommended the book, The Cult of Trump. Absolutely amazing book, because it puts a psychological aspect to what the fuck has happened to these people. He never makes you necessarily feel pity, so you're not going to walk away like all conflicted, like, oh God, I feel sorry. No. It just puts the science behind it, right?
Yeah.
At what fucking point, though? Most people in cults will eventually, a lot of them wake up and go, wait a minute now. And not even that, because let's just say if they did have their wake up moment, right? Everybody who leaves a cult says there is this assimilation process going back into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
What is that going to look like for you? Because we don't give a shit about you.
Right.
Your own people want you dead.
You don't know anything about policies. You've not discussed anything that says that you're going to help make somebody's life better. You're just talking about like you're on this crusade to save America from Joe Biden and the socialists and the and the anti-fascist, you know, she wants to appear to be as if she's grander than she is. She really gives a shit when she doesn't. She sees an opportunity to keep that money going in. And I ain't mad at nobody wanting to have money, because I sure do pray for wealth. However, I'm a generous person. So I think that when you have money that deep, I guess maybe that's why they set up charities for wealthy people. Then they can come around Christmas, throw some turkeys at somebody and give them a meal and
get a tax write-off.
Huh?
Get a tax write-off.
Yeah. Like people don't have to eat every day.
Just at Christmas.
Rich, like Johnny said.
Mm-hmm. Now, I did the runes, and what Adrian just said is this: it's all here.
Mm-hmm.
There is a light bulb moment that is going off. I get Pertho. We start with Pertho. Pertho is woman. You got Ingwas. Ingwas would be agriculture, but it could also refer to fertility or sexuality too. Mm-hmm. So this is basically together. They are just trying to make sure that you know this is woman, because you can go mystery and then agriculture, but if you get these two together, it is a woman.
Yeah.
And Othala. Othala can be family. It can be heritage, inheritance. It could also be oppression. This is slavery, oppression, something that holds you back. And at the end of her line, there is oppression. So who is oppressing her? There is some man. And I get Urus in Onsus. There is yes, he is indeed false, because he is a person that's telling her this is for her own good. She should stay here. She should do this. She should follow these in particular guidelines. She should do this, blah, 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 blah. Because we have Dagos. Dagos is her breakthrough. This is actually the rune for breakthrough or light, shining light, some sort of awakening moment. It could be a tower, but it's more of an awakening moment. And that is right below Othala, which is oppression. So she has a insight into the oppression, but this man is indeed got the boot on the neck, as it were, and so she's going to go along with the get along.
I could not. I'm just going to do the outcome cards and the clarifiers, because pretty much I pulled tarot and Kipper and I'm getting the same goddamn story. So I'm going to go ahead. The story is the outcome of the story is the most important. For distant horizons, what does this mean? Because distant horizon means you're going to go the distance, right?
Right.
What does that mean? Actually, there's a false person. We all know who this person is. Somebody who's this is Trump. She's going to try to go toiling. She's going to try to go in the mud and crawl through the fire for this man. Johnny, I do think, though, you are correct. She's going to have that wake up moment, but I need her to understand it's going to come after she's already lost. And she's worth rumors are $100 million to $1 billion. It may not be financial. It may also be spiritual, because poverty means being out without a lot. Being out in the cold is almost the equivalent of the 5 of Cups. You're out in the cold. It's going to come too late. Everything that she's doing to try to be part of this this Republican family, this marriage that she's trying to have with him is going, and so I got to, it made sense. Distant horizons, this is going to happen. This course is going to change the rest of her life in a bad way. This isn't something like, oh, she's going to be kind of bad off for a little while, then she can rebound. No, this is not a good look for her.
Yeah.
Sorry for her, not particularly. But that's a warning that I would have for her. If I could talk to her face to, I don't think she likes black people though. So I've never been the same.
She don't even like her WNBA team who are wearing Warnock shirts, you know.
Well, I mean, remember when she went off on them on Fox News when they wanted to do protesting Breonna for Black Taylor and George Floyd? Her whole Black Lives Matter is, girl. I mean, the shit that she said.
The shit that she said. Oh yes. It shows who she really is. But you know, I've been watching some really crazy shit from Roseanne Barr on her station, and other white supremacists. And I watched a video from Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, who says she has a theory that white supremacy is absolutely necessary for them to keep their race alive, because they understand that white women aren't really anxious to have babies as much, which was one of the reasons they put those heinous abortion laws in it. Even if it was incest, even if it was rape, you don't get a chance to say whether or not you want this baby.
Can I say?
And so I began to think, I'm going to go back and watch that film, but she had this theory that it was absolutely necessary
for them to preserve their race. I've watched that video multiple times just because I think it's very fascinating. That is one of the points she brings out about white supremacy. Johnny, go ahead. You got your hand raised.
That was on Fox News too, and they was dogging out AOC because she said, basically, do people want to still have babies and bring them in this world, and da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Well, Johnny, what did you get for her ass?
I did mine already, ma'am.
Okay, I want
to have a diatribe. I'm so curious.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him go on one too. I just got a death card,
Major change.
It's on the bottom of the thing. And then I have the 9 of Wands, which I don't quite understand. I have to actually say so, but it looks like this person, there's life, because you see all the wands have life on them, but it's almost like this person is attempting to kind of protect and hold on to what they have.
It's stress and strain. That person has built that little wall of wands there, but it has taken a very long time and a lot of energy to do it.
Yeah. And they're trying to hold on to it. And they've been wounded in trying to do that. They have a bandage on their head, so they've been wounded. And then I get the Hierophant, and I think it's her husband. I think it's her husband driving this and telling her that she's got to do this because it'll somehow benefit the stock exchange, that it'll benefit him and her in a big way if she can stay in government and actually somehow or another get some fucked up laws passed that's only going to benefit them. I don't know why I feel like the Hierophant is her husband, that he's lording over her.
It could be. I got Ansus in her other reading, or the reading I just did, which is kind of equivalent to the Hierophant because it's like the God rune or the God card or the morality card or something of that nature. So yeah, that could be the person who is trying to convince her that all the crap in your life is for good.
Yeah, like you got to make this work. You got to make this work. I mean, how do you become the owner of a stock exchange?
But it's going to cost them way more in the long run.
Oh yeah. It's not gonna. It doesn't. Hoarding. See, I think what happens in this particular time is that people that have hoarded money, who have, like the ones that are accused of being in the cabal, as they call it, the DuPonts, the Rothschilds, the people that have set up these money things and have 12, 13 generations deep money, and the Koch brothers. It's about the game. It isn't even about the money anymore. It gets to be a game. Like, how much can I like collect? And I think when we hoard stuff, as I said, wealthy people have charities, so they can come around and do a little feel good something around Thanksgiving, and they happen the dogs and the cats, and they're giving food to the food bank.
But those who hoard the money do not do the charity. They're still up here. All of these operational people down here are the ones doing the charity in these people's name. because they got the money. They off in the Villa of France or something. They don't give a shit about nobody eating no turkey on no Thanksgiving. But if you want to do it in my name, go ahead. Because if I walk around somewhere, somebody be like, "Oh, I just read in the paper where you did this." They ain't did nothing.
Right. They're not giving anything. They're not really, but it makes them feel as if they're giving, and they feel like special people. So now I want to look at.
Wait, stop.
Okay.
Johnny, please go with your diet. I waited like 8 minutes to hear this diatribe. Go ahead.
So this thing about they need to keep white supremacy alive to protect their race from going extinct. There are 7 billion people on Earth. You will always be here. There will always be a white person somewhere. There will always be African Americans somewhere. There will always be something somewhere. Period.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. White supremacy is built in fear of you losing your position in society.
Yeah.
Not your race going extinct, because in 50 years or however old you are to 100, you won't even be here. So you in particularly will be extinct. But you got a bunch of little gremlins that you didn't spawn. They still running around. And even if they don't have kids, somebody somewhere will. Just because here in this country, y'all will be in the minority does not mean that Russia.
Exactly.
Does not mean that Germany is not full of white people. Does not mean that England is not full of white people.
Right.
Does not mean that Australia is not full of white people. There will still be white people somewhere. That does not mean you have to go around and hate other people just because you think you're going to go extinct.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's the truth. It's about keeping the majority here in this country.
Let's go.
Saxon Protestant men who have come to, who actually think that this country is theirs, that it's okay if you think like us, if you walk like us, if you act like us, it's okay.
They will be the minority because the ground that they walk on is full of the blood of Black people and Native Americans. So when that harvest is coming to reap, you will be the minority because that is what you sowed.
Well, yeah, and that's what
all them souls and all them spirits and all them families and all them lives.
That's right.
Y'all came over here and robbed people of their land and gave them a turkey and shot them in the back. All them people are coming back, and you will be in the minority, and you will like it.
Well, the Bible does say in some scripture that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So if you waving your Bible around like a flag and convincing yourself that it's God's unadulterated word, then you probably skip it over that scripture.
And in the hood we say how you get them, and in the hood we say how you get them is how you will lose them.
That's right. That's right. In the hood, baby. I love my Blackness. I really do. I just love it. I love being a sexy, fabulous Black woman. I was over at the store this afternoon and 2 little Hispanic men. I'm short. I'm only about 5'3", and they were shorter than me. So, they were a little bit. And they came up to me with their cowboy hats on. I mean, they had their very best Friday night best on, picking up their cerveza. And they kind of flanked me, one on each side, and one sided up to me and said, hello.
What is he laughing about?
He said, hello, big sexy.
Oh, he's being incredibly racist and inappropriate right now.
That was the end of it. So he said, you big enough for 2. And
the bad part is,
he said, you big sexy, you big enough for 2. I just wanted to punch him in the nose. Oh, but that was one of my
smelling so.
It's a little tad bit racist, but it's a little tad bit on the nose too. That all of them seem real short, and they all dress like cowboys.
Yes.
I'm like, all y'all the same shape. Y'all all a little round. Y'all all real short. All y'all dressed like cowboys. You come in here, you buy the only two types of beer. You either buy Corona or Corona Light. Right. All y'all want Marlboro Reds in the box. Like, if you don't get out of here and stop being
like, boy, back up before I smack you down with one of my butt cheeks.
One of y'all speak English. The rest of y'all do
that. He was so proud. He could see the look on my face like, I don't know what, after I slapped the piss out of you, I don't know what to do. But he could see that I meant for him to back up. I don't know if he meant any harm, but it didn't matter to me. I'm not interested in anything.
It's a compliment.
I'm mad that he approached you. I'm mad at the way that he insulted your weight.
Yes.
That's what pisses me off.
Big, sexy.
Not even that. There's enough, two of you or whatever. That's
right.
No, God damn it, no.
Well, yeah, when you got two little bitty men, maybe so. But see, I don't roll with little bitty men. I don't roll with nothing itty bitty.
Fat is not going to endear us and make us want to fuck you.
Right. No. I think he was smiling like, yeah, he gave me this huge compliment.
But you also have to, there's a language barrier too. Maybe he don't know thick. Thick is to some people a compliment. He don't know that. I mean, if we tried to speak Spanish, that's how we would sound. So it's
so it's like,
bitch, hablo español. Dick face.
Right.
Listen, don't ever do Duolingo, Rosetta Stone. Nah. If you want to learn a foreign language, fuck in the language of that you want. So I have slept and dated enough Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Venezuelans. I can't tell you the word for cheese, but God damn it, I can say, no, that heroin is not mine, Mr. Police Officer. How many, I know very important phrases that you cannot learn Duolingo or Rosetta Stone.
Yes, girl. I have gone up into the United Nations myself. I've done Moroccan, I've done Tanzania. Nigerians and we can't seem to connect, because
Africans don't like us. We don't like us. Not even go there.
But let me tell you something. Some of the one in Eastern Africa, in Mauritius, and they like thick women. They think that anybody skinny and blonde is like a disgrace. Like, nah, baby, I like all of this. All of it. But let's look in on the uncle that everybody fucking hates, especially the kids. Ted Cruz. His family hates him, and the kids hate him because he probably wants all the kids to come over and sit on his lap.
He looks like a pedophile every time.
Why do the millennials not want to come for Thanksgiving? Because they hate y'all's motherfucking asses.
They hate
They hate it, and they not trying to see him. And they probably he's like an oleaginous, slithering, creepy snake, and they're probably all praying he gets COVID-19. So next Thanksgiving, they might actually show up because his creepy ass won't be there.
He gives me the creeps. I'm going to have to do a read one day why he gives me the creeps.
He is I would call him the captain of the gooch licking, sniffing, eating bits and parcels out of the old hamburgers that Trump leaves in his shitty diapers. They are there to pick up the pieces and eat the remnants and get the aromas in their noses. Okay, so I'm wondering, what can we do to get rid of Ted Cruz? What the fuck is wrong with him? He's gonna argue this seditious lawsuit before the Supreme Court, and he has that slimy sound in his voice, like he's just like this regular guy, and I can't, that man called your wife ugly. He fucked with your wife and your jellyfish ass.
And your father.
And your father accusing you of killing Kennedy. And you've been sucking the genie's weenie ever since. See, because the gooch licking and eating is just for breakfast. That's when they go in to get the day started. So I have personally, I dislike him. He voted for Amy Coney Barrett. He was against Marlon. You know, he was everything that Republicans have become against and
know what they're for right now, which is complete hypocrisy and capitulation.
Yeah, they want to take over the government. So let's see if what Ted Cruz's future is looking like. Because Beto, I felt, should have been the senator.
And having lived in Texas, I can tell you he wasn't. Only because of the makeup of Texas. 3 facts I want to remind you everybody of. Texas has the most neo-Nazi cells anywhere in the world.
Wow.
Texas has the most large and small churches of anywhere in the world. Conversely with that, Texas has the most evangelicals.
Oh, yeah, we're going to go up to them next because
so, I could have told you that, baby. I mean, we wanted to. We put the money behind him because he was there when Beto ran, but I knew it was a long shot.
Yeah, it looked good at the start, and then Trump came to town. And he sucked the genie's weenie and said, I know my wife is ugly, and she makes a lot of money. He's just a creepy man, and I don't know that even anybody in the Senate liked his ass. He's just a... So I'd like to see, you know, personally, I want to back away for a minute because I really want him to feel some pain. I really want him to feel some pain. I'd like for some kind of something that he can't explain away to come forward.
I like my answer. I'm going to stick with this.
Okay. Keep flying.
What you got, Johnny? John?
Nothing. I didn't do a spread.
Johnny.
Nothing. I didn't do a spread. What was the question?
What's Ted Cruz's future looking like?
Oh, I don't want to do
that's not what I read on.
What do you mean? Whatever you read on. Whatever you read on.
What is it
going to feel some pain? So I guess I need to phrase a question like, what does he have to look forward to? Because he deserves.
What did you read on, Adrian?
What is it going to take to get him out?
That's what I thought the question was. Okay, let me do it. Go ahead. Why you
the swinging of my A personality and my B personality.
I am doing my best, kids.
I love you, Jay. That's what makes it so much fun. We talk for hours because I never know how the conversation. We go through all
kinds of stuff.
So the glory days are over for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go out in a blazing flame, and it's all going to be due to his own.
His health?
His own. He is going to be the shit he's done in the past, he himself, all the trickery and the bullshit that he's done in the past, he's going to go out in a flaming glory.
Wow.
Always told me, only thing that can get a narcissist is itself. And if you sit and wait, a narcissist will take care of itself.
Yes, yeah.
And I think the outcome I get is the 6 of Wands. And I'm partnering that with the rest of the cards. He's going to screw himself. And it is going to be magnanimous. And my petty ass is going to sit back with I don't even smoke weed. I will sit back with a fucking blunt and a bottle of wine and watch that shit.
Oh, yes.
That's how he's gonna go out. I didn't say that's what's gonna take him out is himself.
Yeah.
So
it can happen before,
I did ask the question. And I asked the question earlier. I was wondering why does he creep me out so bad? And it basically said he's in a cult. And I get with the runes, however, I get Algiz twice. This is something to ward off evil. This is a talisman. This is a whatever you have to ward off evil. This is a ritual, something of that nature. Twice. This is also danger approaching. So this is the need to ward off evil. Year of this is year, or basically in its own time, because I think the Elder Futhrok, which is what this is. This word does not mean year; it means a specific time of year. So there is something coming his way. This is like the way Adrian just said. He's going to take himself out. I think this is destined. This is already written. So it's just a matter of waiting.
I think so too, Johnny.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Because I think what I feel is that this last election debacle, this last petition, this last traitorous action Republicans put in place is going to actually come back to bite all of them, and that those who have been in service or in office for a long time may be asked to leave. They may be going somewhere else.
You know, who was saying this? I heard this in a grocery store. I pray to God I wasn't talking to myself out loud in the grocery store. Possible. But be careful where you put that magnifying glass, because you're going to show your, just like them draws that Jace shitted in.
You know, my pretty red drawers too.
Them streak marks will tell everything. Be careful. Be very, very careful where you. They're not like Trump. They're trying to follow his lead. They forget that Trump has other people to do the dirty work for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're the assholes actually in the trenches doing the dirty work. So when you put the magnifying glass on you, you show up, dumbass.
Yeah. We see you. We see you. So enough about them. I want to, in the future, we're going to have Petty Party will be coming on at a new time. It'll be coming on at 7 p.m. every other Saturday. And I am really asking that you all donate if you feel if you should, because I have finally gotten the answer on how to bring music into the mix. And I may have to actually rent out a studio space with like a real studio where I can pull up music and we can have a real party. We can hit the party with some music that's going to make you dance. I really want to bring in music from friends and people that I've worked with over the years. I want to integrate that. So that's something that I'm going to do moving forward. I want it to look, slick and professional, like all my reader friends who actually, I just love watching the readers who have such a command and connection to the cards. I love watching Johnny's hands when he shuffles. Ha! I love watching his hands, and Adrian's hands. She gets them together. So we're going to get back into the groove. All right.
The thing I have mastered, side note, I'm chatting tonight. It's probably because I'm hungry. I cannot do the fan spread, Johnny, on a table that doesn't have anything sticky. And every time I'm like, how is he doing that with nothing to it? You just, and I'm like, how do you do that on a mat? And you just, I'm like, I will, and it go, all of the damn cards go everywhere. I'm like, fuck it. That's just not my shit.
Yeah, he's a man.
That cooperate with me, they'll do it.
I said that to say I agree with you, Jace.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching him shuffle and spread those cards out. There's such a command.
Kind of therapeutic. It sounds like a little mini fart too.
So now, and I was going to bring pop stories in. I'm sort of learning about pop stuff. Girl, Noah Cyrus, who's getting smoked.
Who is that?
Noah Cyrus, she's Miley Cyrus' sister.
Oh.
She's called Candace Owens and nappy-headed something.
Nappy-headed hoe.
No, it wasn't nappy-headed hoe because that's Don Imus. She called her a nappy-headed monk dumbass or something like that. Political something like that. Because here was my confliction. Had she not used the word nappy-headed, I would have co-signed on that shit.
Yeah.
But adding nappy-headed now made it a racial slur, and I couldn't fuck with that. It's valued as probably, I think I get what she was trying to say, but she fucked herself by putting nappy-headed in it.
Yes, she sure did. And she's been called Donkey of the Day on Breakfast Club. She's been trying to walk that shit back, but hey, once it's out there, cutie pie.
Because how many white people do you call nappy? Nappy anything.
Right. Exactly.
And nappy is not a hair texture, so that's an insult. Even when black people use it, it's still an insult.
Mm-hmm.
So it's you meant that to dig a little racial, whether you are
you did.
or not is a whole nother conversation. But that was definitely a racial dig.
That was a racial dig.
And her hair is not nappy. I don't want to take up for her because she's nuts, but her hair is not nappy.
She's crunkling and
she got some just for me all up in there.
Yes, she sure does. Yes, she does.
Our hair is polar opposite right now. Okay, baby?
Yeah, she and then the other thing that I read about, it wasn't Noah Cyrus, but it has something to do with well, while we're on Candace Owen, she's talking about bring back manly men, that she just had to jump in on Harry Styles wearing a skirt on the cover of Vogue. And I'm wondering, do you yearn to be relevant so much that you just gonna go in and be in anybody's business?
Yes, her tweet said, for people who said I have no clout, everybody's talking about me, including Harry Styles or something like that. That's because he responded to you being stupid, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, this is on the cover of a fashion magazine. Now, she and I made shop at Oshkosh Bagosh, but that is not somewhere that Harry Styles get his clothes from.
Yeah.
That is not who he's appealing to. So,
right.
This is not a conversation you belong in, Candace Owens, because you probably don't know nothing about high fashion, first of all. Second of all, Harry Styles is at your league. He don't want you. Please mind your own business. Third of all, the reason hypermasculinity is so rampant is because people always try to dig at a person's masculinity by what it is he does. And then you want to call him a girl. And then they have to overcompensate because now I have to prove to you that I'm some sort of man. And so this is the type of stuff that keeps that type of stuff going.
Perpetuates this fuck shit.
Yes. Lord Jesus.
I'm not a Harry Styles fan.
I don't even know who he is, but yes.
I don't even know. It was something about him in that skirt. I kind of got a boner.
He was cute.
I had a half chub.
What's the rapper? Didn't the rapper do it? Some rapper did it too. One of these little people, Lil Wayne, Lil Doozy, Lil somebody. Did a dress
somebody. Yeah.
Well, Lil Wayne, I ain't trying to look at him wearing nothing. He just reminds me of a fucking science experiment that just blew up in the motherfucking lab. It just didn't quite come together. Now,
little cockroaches. With
his new bestie. His new bestie. Now he's facing these gun charges. I don't. So anyway, yeah, I might if I called her nappy head hoe, it would have been, maybe
go off subject. I got a question because this actually came up in my own head the other day. I was listening to a song by Nicki Minaj with Drake called Moment for Life, I think it's called. And a word stood out to me, which is the N word, which I won't say.
Yeah.
In polite society right now. Drake, as a biracial person who, when you fight the fight of colorism and say, oh, he's not black because he ain't our skin color, which is ridiculous. But when he is not typically of the culture, kind of like Cardi B.
Yeah.
Do they still get the pass to say the N-word? Because every time he says it, it stands out to me because it seems like that's not something he should be saying. But I'm being judgmental when I say that, because when the world looks at you, they tell you whether you're black or not. So
that's a hard one. The reason why I think Drake side eye is because up until he became a rap, he dropped his first god awful lyric that took off. He was a who didn't really embrace his Africans.
Because he was from Detroit, was he not?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It gives me less side eye when Bella Chris something Almaraz, which is Cardi B's real motherfucking name. Look that shit up.
Bella Chris, what?
It's Bella Chris Car something Almaraz.
Okay. I'm glad you shortened it, girl.
Thank you, Cardi B, who is the modern day Charo, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't want to say I give her less side eye, but she grew up in the Bronx. She grew up in that environment.
Yeah.
New Yorkers, they call it, God damn it, Michael Rappaport grew up calling each other the N-word because he grew up around a bunch of Negroes.
Yeah.
EGRAUX, for anybody who gets nervous when I say that word. So I'm not saying it's a pass. I'm just saying it gives me a little less side, because here's the thing, just where I have issues sometimes with Lady Gaga, don't y'all what does she call her people? The
little monsters.
Monsters don't come after me. When it seems to have made money for you, that's where I start to get the side eye.
Yeah.
Cardi B had always been 2 steps up from the gutter.
Mm-hmm.
She claims it herself.
Mm-hmm.
Up until that moment when that song took off and he realized that if he assimilated or claimed that part of him, that was going to take another lane. That's where I kind of go, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just, to me, every time he says it, I pause and I think, like, I get it when you are biracial and the world looks at you, they tell you what color you are.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
I am biracial, but when you look at me, I look black. So that's what you go with, because that's both of my parents were this color.
Mm-hmm.
But my father is Black and Native American. My mother is Black and Creole. But so it's like, that ain't what you see. You don't see all them things.
Right.
Actually, my race and Beyonce's race is the same, and yet we're two whole different colors. So when you look at somebody, you say black, white, whatever, or I don't know what you are, and I have to ask. But I don't know, something about him just does not seem like he is of the culture, so he's not really connected to his blackness.
No,
so I can't really say that every time he says it, it just makes me just
feels convenient.
You know how he reminds me of Tiger Woods in a way, and who
is also not black.
Yeah, who gave all his black father, who was there with him while he was learning golf and with golf and all that, how he wanted to dismiss that. I want to do a shout out for my baby Marcus Bird, B-Y-R-D-A.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I got these cards. These are playing cards, and they're full of African Americans, prominent African Americans, and
really
sports and entertainment.
What's the name of those?
Oh, Jesus. I had to look it up.
That's masterful. But I wanted to shout out to Marcus Bird, who's a golf phenom. He's gone to pro.
Okay.
What's that?
The Notable Black Women.
Oh,
and
I must get that one.
Just like that. It is African Americans, but it's African American women. Oh, for fuck's sake. See, this is why you don't let black folks come over and play.
Right.
I to use my deck to play fucking spades with, and
but that's a cool deck. That's a cool deck.
This is a learning deck, not a spades deck. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's got 52 cards, and they're all different African Americans on there.
That's wonderful. I love looking at things that look like me.
I found the card. This is what, because I put it back in the shrink wrap so Negroes won't play spades.
But Tiger Woods is one of the cards in here.
Really?
And of all the people, I'm like, that's the one, because they have sports. They have a suit for sports and a suit for acting and a suit for civil rights and a suit for education. He is in here. And I'm like, well, he's not really black though. I mean, and mind you, I don't mind him not calling himself black. If that's you, that shouldn't have anything to do with my blackness because you don't want to claim it. That's fine. Your mother is Asian. So if you called yourself black, does that mean that she didn't exist? So I get his reasoning for it. He's Cablasian is what he calls himself. Yeah. So I get it. But there he is, 5 of diamonds.
There you are.
That brings up a question that I have. Can I speed her off of that, or do we stay for a minute? Can I bring up another one?
Go ahead.
As African Americans, are we too quick to claim anybody who's biracial has that one drop paper bag test?
Yeah.
Think about.
Are we too quick to claim them as one of ours?
No, because every time somebody does something great and they got darker skin, then they want us. If he did something stupid, then he wanted him.
Yeah, he would be a traitor.
We want these trophies. We shouldn't be so quick to grab at them, I don't think. But you know.
Yeah. I think of how many of my friends had no idea that Slash has a not very black, militant, like Pan-African mother, but he doesn't claim it. Doesn't negate his love for his mother. He just has never claimed us.
Right.
If you ask him, Slash, what are you? He would say anything but. And then when you ask him, but no, racially, what are you? It takes a while for him to go, oh, well, my mom is African American.
Yeah.
Dr. Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think he said.
Yes, I love him.
He will say, as an African American, because his father was African American. But if you talk about race specifically, then he will break down he is not just technically black. He's black and Caribbean and something and something and something. So he's got a bunch of different roots. He's not just black. Mm-hmm. And so now, mind you, he didn't talk about a race at all because he is human first. And then all these other little things that we attach to is something that's kind of beyond him. But yeah, I agree that we do kind of.
Yeah, we have the black community has a whole lot of things we need to work on, and colorism is one of them. We must to survive ourselves. We must not. First of all, you don't need to not acknowledge it because you're in a particular situation. It's not something you need to hide anymore. So it would be great if more would step up and acknowledge that, okay, I have a black mother and I have a Jewish dad and I have all of these different wonderful relatives and customs and they have all come together and it's just sort of melded and been beautiful. I mean,
everybody's everything. I mean,
none of us are pure anything. We're not pure anything.
It's just interesting. I was just thinking about that. I was like, I have this conversation a lot, or I think of whenever I see an African American learn somebody biracial, or if that somebody's biracial, like, oh, I didn't know they were one of us. I go, well, let's stop.
Yeah.
For a multitude of reasons, before we claim them, do they embrace? Because they may not want to embrace black, and that's their right. We may not agree with it, but they may not want to claim that. They may want to claim their spectrum.
But we also do not know what it's like to sit at a dinner table and see all these different colors, and you're all that one thing. How do you approach the world when your father's white and your mother's black or whatever? Exactly. It's like, so how am I supposed to then go into the world and see it as one thing when I have two things to see it as?
Yeah.
So,
when people get mad at like Tia and Tamara, one of them married a white
black man, one word, and white man.
And they're like, well, she sold out. But how did she sell out? She married half of what she technically is.
Yes. Yeah. Because we loved her as a black woman.
Yeah, I have a biracial niece, and I always tease her. I say, "You living your life as a white woman, and then your dad is." I mean, I'm not surprised by it. You know what I mean? It's like I am not surprised by it. And I would imagine it might be a bit conflicting for children who come up and are struggling to try to figure out just what the fuck am I? You know?
I don't think it'd be so. Yes, you're right. I don't think it would be so bad if we, the grown people, didn't make it such a bad thing.
Yeah.
If we just, if we're all human, don't worry about what the color is.
I think future generations, it will change. Because I look at my mom's side of the family, who was light, damn near white, could stand next to a white sheet of paper. But they're as Negro as I'm sitting here, and how for their survival, it was best to claim white.
Yeah. There was a time when passing felt like a more comfortable place to be.
My life wasn't in danger. I wasn't going to get hung from a tree. And y'all, I'm saying you're fucking facts right now, right?
Exactly.
It's not that I didn't want to claim being Black. It was just I did not have to worry about walking home at night.
Yeah. Or
during the daytime, for fuck's sake.
Absolutely.
And so I think that it will change, and that mindset, it's only been, I'm in my 30s. It's not, I don't think there's been enough generations that have passed. I'm the darkest on my mom's side of the family. It took them years to fully love me. And it's not because they didn't want to, it's because I'm dark.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I like my complexion, but it took me years because of how they treated me in society to go in. I like being, you can't see when I get a zit. I mean, you can see the big ass bump, but you don't see the redness. Yeah. And it took years for me to go, wow, I have a lot of melanin. That's amazing. But God bless them. To them, that means that was one more thing they had to worry about society. I had to learn that it wasn't because they didn't love me as much. It's because they knew society was going to treat me differently.
Yes. But even with society treating you differently, it doesn't always feel good when your family treats you differently. You know, your story is the story of my sweet cousin Stephanie, whose brother and sister were the golden, they looked more like our grandfather. They had the golden skin and freckles and whatnot, and she looked like her dad's side of the family, who ranged from inky black to just, chocolate. And she was always the most, to me, she is and has always been this person who kind of got over that. She worked to get over that. She realized what it was. It hasn't affected the way she loves. She does things loving. I mean, she's and we got into so much mischief together. My God, she's my ace. We got it. Oh God, some of the stories I could tell.
So we have a few what we would call red in our family, to where they were light skinned. We call it red in the Black community.
Red bones.
And, the only source of contention in our family is sort of upbringing, as it were. I'm trying not to be insulting, but why am I trying not to be insulting to people who are not here? But the way I speak, white voice, is what it is in the Black community. It's because I don't say I mean, and that's my dog, and I don't grab my crotch when I talk, and I don't spit on the ground. Like, there's certain things that I don't do that this side of the family does, that thinks, because like attracts like, and like knows what like is. So they know when you're not like them. And you go anywhere in the world, and sad to say, anywhere my brother goes, the Black people treat him the worst. Anywhere. Just hands down, period. It has always been true, no matter where we move. We've been in 15 states. Always the same thing. The white people treat him like he's, the golden child. Black people treat him like, oh, you think you're better than me. Even though that is not how we were raised. That is never would come out of our mouth. But we get treated like the white people in the family, by certain people, because they have very different standards. I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
And so my mother's children act a certain way, and then everybody else's children act like, they just fell off the turnip truck. So that's what our family deals with, is that white voice, Black voice.
Mine too. I can't tell you how how many years I've been told, even from grade school on up, that I speak like a white girl. That you trying to be white. And my mother was the first secretary of the NAACP in the state of Nevada, fighting for y'all black asses. and I'm trying to be a white girl. You know, you out of your fucking mind. You know, I'm not. I look in the mirror and I see a black face, and I see a beautiful black face, and I see a proud black woman. I see a strong black woman. I see a sexy and exotic and erotic black woman. I see a wise black woman. I see a woman that has the ability to love beyond anything anybody can ask or think or imagine. I mean, I love my blackness and I love my people. And when I'm here to announce that we ain't no more fucked up than anybody else. If you watch Dateline, True Crime, all them other crime shows like that, crime is rampant.
What bothered me, though, is that when you stay with that argument of white boys, you attribute black people with ignorance. Like, I have to speak like I have zero education. I was not the best at English. I still ain't. Ain't is not a word. I still ain't. I'll get better at English one day. I will get gooder at English one day. But speaking properly is not a white thing. They don't teach you out of a white book how to talk like white people. They teach you out of an English book how to speak English. Right. And so that's the part that I don't like, that black people are attributed with baggy pants or sagging jeans and Nikes and all, you know, all the different tropes that the rappers walk around.
Right.
That's not who black people are. Like, not at all.
No.
So that's the part that bothered me. But anyway, back onto something funny, because I took us down the wrong road. I'm sorry.
Let's get to go. Right.
I have a question. Am I allowed to bring some weird facts into it?
Sure.
Okay, because I've been wanting to find a weird fact since we did our Halloween show, and I finally found one. I need to go ahead and give a public service announcement. If you have a proclivity to sensitivity, please mute in 10, 9, 8, turn it off, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, warning. Okay, so there is this website called Kinky Shit or something like that. My friend took a screenshot and it says, "What is the weirdest thing you've ever shoved in your vagina?"
Oh boy.
This lady had a post that says, "My husband likes it when I put hard-boiled eggs in my vagina. I will put 3 of them up there at a time. And he likes it when I sit in like this hunched position, like a
and
chicken.
lay eggs.
Yeah, chicken like that.
Wait. And he eats.
Oh God. Okay.
He likes the secretion and the taste of my vaginal juices embedded in the eggs. I figured that topped your potato story. The potato and the pussy.
But that is, you know, it's as good as using a potato as a contraceptive. It also should be take long for a potato to sprout. So
see, here's the thing.
Do that.
Here's the thing. Not to belabor the is to me. Like never, first of all. But secondly, I won't judge him, and here's why. Let me finish the whole sentence first before you jump out the window.
This makes sense.
I'm not judging him, and here's why. He not eating something that came out her behind. Number 2, let's say, for instance, you will kiss a person in the mouth, they tongue in your mouth, your tongue in their mouth, but you won't chew the gum they chewing. Because somehow that's nasty. Even though you just stuck your whole face in their face, but you won't chew the gum they chewing. If he will take his whole face and put it down there in her nether region and put his mouth on her private parts, why would he not then eat egg that came out that same way?
On hard-boiled eggs with a little bit of lather.
Already licking.
because Johnny, the reason I was slightly like, ew, but then I was like, but wait a minute, there's that whole ATM situation. And it was, like you said, it wasn't a booty hole. So I was like, well.
Yeah.
Now, here's one for you. Now, you want to be grossed out. Okay, I ain't going to do the countdown because y'all already here. Y'all heard that. You're going to hear this here one. So I know some people in the pornography industry. Yeah. The nastiest thing that I have ever heard of is when you, I don't like dirty words, so I'm going to try to, when you climax and somebody's behind.
Yeah, and you gotta
stop that behind and you put it in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And you put your mouth and put it in their mouth. It's called a snowball.
Yeah. That's
nasty.
That is just nasty.
I ain't gonna judge him. I ain't doing it, but I
have eaten a felch out of somebody and then did literally an ATM. And why do I know all of this?
We have very different friends. That's all.
I was the only girl horn player from like middle school through college. And so when you're surrounded by a bunch of immature men who play brass instruments, that's all they talk about is nasty shit. So yeah, that's lit. And so I was like, I'm kind of grossed out, but I think what grossed me out is A, I'm a visual person, and B, there was a picture of her hunched down like a chicken.
Yeah. Oh God. While she pushes out eggs and he
eat it.
Anxiously awaiting for his breakfast.
Let's just say she's not porn star pretty. So that was really like average human being. And that's just
gross, but like I say, I ain't gonna judge you.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, baby. I have got nothing to say about it. But as exotic as my taste may be, I have to draw the line at fruits and trees and bushes and
don't do food. Leave all the food.
Food, anything like a fist.
No. See, I'm not that
ER for today. Somebody
adventurous. I have to draw the line. We have to draw the line. So we are now at the 10:55 mark, and I would like for us, I want to first thank everybody who joined us tonight. Please like, subscribe if you feel like giving so I can get my vision of having this be a real first class African America's show. By all means, all of our gifts are blessed. I really love Adrian and Johnny, and we're getting used to this da 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 da. George Jetson, Jane, his wife. We are right in the age of George Jetson.
Earl Judy.
Yeah. What was the boy's name?
Elroy.
Elroy. Yeah, and the dog. The dog was hilarious. Yeah. The talking dog. So we are now having to look forward to these kinds of ways to come together because things have changed. We're not going back, okay? Just be very clear on that. Back didn't work for everybody. Damn sure didn't work for us. We've had enough of back. So now we're moving forward into what is this new thing, and one of the Isaiahs, it says, God says, I am doing a new thing. Shall ye not see it? Forgetting those things of the past. You can have delightful memories and loving memories. I mean, this is the most wonderful time of the year. And so people are still shopping for Christmas gifts. People will still gather, whether safely or unsafely. We are having to make some adjustments. That's all that we have to do. It doesn't mean that we will be meeting like this all the time, because I love hugging people. I really love that. So I look forward to that. And now we have this magnificent vaccine. 2 of them, right? 2 companies. And poor Daddy, he wants credit for it, even though Pfizer and Irma said, we didn't get any money from you.
We tried, but they didn't want it.
No, they didn't want it. We don't want that because he was overseeing his own shit, the ones that he was invested in. And AstraZeneca came and raced up real fast and this shit just tanked, it wasn't. So now we have this vaccine, and it's going to take time for us to think about whether or not we're going to take it and pray about it and whatever. I'm not trying to say one thing or the other because I know for me, when shit feels too new, I have to think about that for a minute. So, yeah. I pray that as we go into this, as we walk into this age that's supposed to bring peace and love and joy and prosperity and beauty, that we actually walk into it with that kind of feeling. We have to walk into it feeling that way. You don't wait until the 21st to decide to feel that way. We have been on the battlefield. I am on the battlefield. For my Lord, I am on the battlefield for my Lord, and I promise him that I will serve him till I die. I am on the battlefield for my Lord. Thank you, saints, for coming on up in the thank you, Lord. Yeah, so we've been on a battlefield, and we have a little time. I was saying earlier that I felt really tired and I felt as if I wanted to be quiet, and so that I was. And this is really, Johnny did a reading about self-care, and this is really a time to take care of yourselves. And if you don't want to talk, don't talk. If you don't want to answer the phone, don't answer the phone. If you want to go somewhere and scream and holler, do what you need to do for yourself, because
very true.
We must learn to love ourselves, connect, because we're being pulled into acknowledging the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the life breath that we may have kind of stuck on a shelf or didn't pay any attention to. We'd be being pulled into it, whether we like it or not. So you can either acknowledge that you take a little time, a little downtime to get to know this new thing that's happening in you, or you can go kicking and screaming. It don't matter. You'll still have to come along,
I've had more requests in the last 2 weeks for customized singing bowls, sound healings for the crown chakra.
Oh, that sounds luscious. Yeah.
I'm having crown chakra and root chakra. They're like, I'm having a hard time grounding. And I was like, well, that's normal. Because again, this quarantine, this coronavirus is the root chakra. And they're like, and now I'm feeling disconnected from source. I need help when I meditate coming in through spirit. Can you help me? Can you do a customized? And I've had like 8 requests this week or last 2 weeks. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Because we have been feeling separated. I felt like I was watching myself go through my daily chores. It felt as if I'd sort of floated away a little bit. It was like looking down on me and stuff. Yeah. This is serious, and it is beautiful. I really feel that. I know that we are. That the time is now and it is here, and to really understand that bit of us that we were told when I was coming up that everybody's going to hell, that God was up in the sky judging all of us. I didn't know about a loving God until after I began to study for myself that God is truly, and even I don't even crack on anybody about what they want to call the creator, that beautiful, intelligent, and wise, whatever it is, that put all of this shit together, I don't care what you call. I'm not religious. I am faithful because I do know what faith has done for me in my life. I have learned that I mustn't worry. If I'm going to I send a word now. I pray affirming prayers, and I send a word because your word is your wand. You can send a word, and baby, when I tell you something can turn around in 24 hours. Yeah, yeah. So I don't want anybody who's had a dream to give up on your dreams and go into your imagination and put it all together for yourself. I don't want anyone. We now have a choice to make. Are we going to focus on this fool, this clown that has been so? The thing about him, he hasn't hidden anything. He's always told us what he was going to do. We knew in advance that he was going to come out and claim victory and then squawk about it and talk about something that was, he's going to use that whole victimization. We already know that.
Because he had no need to lie when there was no consequence for his truth.
Right. And so now he is,
well said, Johnny,
get away with the damn thing.
It's coming though.
And his entire life has brought him to this moment where you can't run, you can't hide.
And you're losing in front of us. I'm still enjoying it.
Oh yeah, but it had to happen that way.
Supreme Court did not.
Then he needs to go in the Guinness World Book of Records for winning an election the most times.
I mean, really, he has had. This is what he has collected. This is his stuff. And we had to go through phases where we hated him. We were angry with him. We wanted to beat him up. We wanted to kick his ass, kick him in the nuts. We wanted to hurt him. We wanted his family to hurt. We had to go through that to understand that first of all, we take our attention for everything we don't want. There's something we do want. So when we focus and visualize him leaving office, look what happened. Now he's trying to hang on now because daddy's scared. You think he's been evacuating his bowels and snorting and whatnot. I can only imagine what it's like in the White House right now with everybody trying to escape. Everyone. And now that folks know that he's out of office, there's a lot of people who may have been intimidated by him that ain't intimidated no more. Because they're going to have to figure out how they're going to feed their families and get jobs and stuff like that. Because being part of his administration is not a pretty thing on the resume. So look what we did. And I want us all to just, during this time of year, just take a moment to kind of rest and let the Holy Spirit love on you. And you love on other people, even if it means an encouraging word or whatever, a smile. Whatever you can give, because all of our asses is stressed out and acting like we got PTSD.
Amen.
We're all fucked up. We've been trying to make sense of it all. And now it feels like we might actually have come to a point where it's making a little bit of sense. Oh, okay, we didn't have to pray for him to come to this moment. It was always destined. It was always part of what was his deal. You can't do things you've done to people all your life and think for one moment that it's not going to come and get your ass. He had an opportunity to do wonderful things, but he's an asshole. So he there was a comedian, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. That I want to say there's a Black comedian who did a stand-up sketch and it busted me up. He said because Black folks got on Obama because they didn't feel like he was Black enough, but some real nigga shit, He did some real nigga gangster shit, He just.
You got to be a real gangster in your mind to keep going. I won victory.
Yes, you do. So I'm excited.
Everybody disagrees with you, but you say you won.
Not to mention the people that you bought and paid for to be in the Supreme Court don't.
Oh my God!
They say you lost.
Because I really feel like he was probably calling them, trying to remind them of how they got their gigs. And
That's
then
okay.
they gave him that.
You gave me the
You
job.
should have seen the handwriting on the wall from Pennsylvania when they gave him the first "Bye, boy." One line thing. Yeah, bye, boy.
Don't need you.
Doing what you're doing, and so they didn't even sign the shit. You know, it was like.
And those are the moments, you guys. Readers, we keep trying to remind you: take a deep breath. Celebrate those moments because it's coming out as prophesized. This isn't going to go on much longer. Stop being scared because I'm going to pull a word out on you guys. You're going to be living in a fear frequency that lowers your vibration.
It does.
And I get it. I get it because I even caught myself doing the fist pump in a grocery store last night.
Oh yeah.
How I was talking to myself about the political shit to begin with, when the Supreme Court was like, "Nah, bro, we didn't even read it." I knew it was going to happen, but it was nice. It was that confirmation again.
Yeah,
it's okay to breathe. It's okay to celebrate that moment. It's okay.
Yes. Do it.
That raises your vibration. It's okay. It's okay.
And we really have to stay there. We have to kind of stay up in that high vibration. What Adrian said is so true. This ain't no time to be scared. We have been through the fucking thing. We have crawled through the shitty dirt and with glass and broken glass and freaking. We have crawled. We have gone through. So this is the time when you just don't get caught up in the mix of all of this stuff that's going on outside you. Stay close to yourself. Get to know yourself again. Get to know the people around you. Write down those dreams and things that you didn't get done this year, but maybe this year. I always start off the first of the year with a whole bunch of enthusiasm. Around about June, some of it sort of creeps away.
And not to mention, let's just take a moment. Another deep breath moment.
Okay.
Go ahead and get my knuckles cracked and get ready for this. Because I may have been the only person who caught this. Probably not. But Letitia James said, "We ready." January 20th at 12:01 p.m. She said, "We ready." Now, for those of you who were hip to Black pop culture, know there is a rap song called "We Ready."
Yeah.
We ready. We ready. That was culture at that moment. Because that song is all about that is the 2011 version or whatever of Nuck If You Buck. They ready.
Yeah, they ready. And she said it was such a lovely, I don't know if it was a smile or she said it beautifully saying, "We ready." I looked at all of this shit. We ready.
And African Americans who were familiar with trap music, I knew exactly what TF she was talking about.
Oh yeah. And she's leading the charge to break up Facebook, because the deal with Facebook is that they were complicit in this bullshit. They didn't protect us or our private information. They were complicit in all of these gangs up and wanting to go out with a gun. I mean, they were complicit in all of that, claiming that they weren't a news agency. They just published, and we just gonna leave it up to the people to make up their minds. Well, now, son, you did some dirty shit, and somebody knows how much dirty shit you have done. So even though he never looks like a real human being to me anyway, some changes are coming. And
thank you, baby.
I played Champagne Life, and I was dancing around because I really want to bring music into the mix. And I'm telling you, there's nothing like listening to a song that makes you want to bounce in your chair or get up and do your little step or sing, even if you're off key or whatever. We have to just plug into some music, do your dance, sing your songs, do whatever you detox from the news. I haven't watched it. I've kind of seen like little headlines and stuff. I read it on my phone. I read it on my phone yesterday and today to be kind of ready for some of the headlines. But we have to leave that shit alone. Okay? Just Just chill. Tomorrow is going to be a magnificent day. Baby Miss Electoral College is going to come through and put the put the stamp on the thing. And then, of course, we just don't know. We don't know what he may attempt to do, but he may just decide I'm going on Christmas vacation and I'm out. He may do that, but he'll never go away because he's trying to set things up so that he can have spies and all kinds. He can interfere with Joe Biden's administration. But there's a scripture that says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, which is why we put our angels around about us. We put walls of fire and light around us so that anybody shooting arrows, it goes back to them. We have to continue.
And I just add to piggyback on that and to bring in what Adrian said earlier about narcissists will get themselves. No weapon formed against you shall prosper means the outside world not defeat you, because God is your protection. He is your wall. He is your shield. He goes before you, behind you, on the sides, diagonal, under, over, wherever he is, that's where he is. The one person, just like you said with faith, the one person who can mess that up and the one person who can mess you up is you.
Yes.
Pray for something, you let it go. You do not hook something to it so you can watch it all day, because then that means you don't have any faith that it's coming. So, God answers all prayers, not right now. No, sometimes it's not right now. Sometimes it's if you let it go, I can do something with it.
Yeah. You step out. Yeah.
Don't worry. Tomorrow we'll do the live stream. Because I put questions for Sunday. I meant to put questions for Sunday. Anything other than will the Electoral College vote for Trump?
Please.
Stop asking that question. No, he is not. Trump lost. Okay?
Let us move on.
For 4 years, y'all wanted to know, was this man going to lose? He finally did. Let that go. It has been done.
There's a Supreme Court case that says, and I quote, whoever wins, y'all motherfucking electors gotta vote for that motherfucker.
That's right. Who has the most votes? They did that in June.
It's a huge reason why the Supreme Court would not even, one of the many reasons the Supreme Court would
we're not listening to your case. It gone, boy. Hell, sit down.
And then you're gonna stand up. First, you're gonna put a tweet out with Amy Coney Barrett looking like she's got laser eyes, and then you're gonna go out and say that at least one, maybe some, maybe many will have the courage. That bitch say, I'm trying to keep my job, son.
You lost, bro.
Money. But you know what? People is looking at my ass, and as long as I act like I'm trying to be your friend, my shit goes south. So, bye, boy.
Yes, bye.
And that had to be the biggest. So I'm praying for him. I pray for him. It's because I'm working on myself. Okay, I'm working on myself.
I'm a Buddhist by practice, so I have non-attachment. Which whatever happens to him happens.
Yes, absolutely.
By discipline. So.
I really had a great time. I really have. I've enjoyed this, and thank you all for coming on. For those of you, just go forth in power and glory and shit. Put some makeup on.
You've lived in the South too long, so I'm gonna call you out on something. And
okay,
it's cracking me up because, and maybe Johnny will catch this too. You do the Southern goodbye, which is about at 1 hour, 57 minutes and 32 seconds, you had made an announcement like we were going. Yes. And so being a moderator, I watched about 15 people drop the chat because I thought you were leaving.
Oh, okay.
I did not know you're going to do another 15-minute diatribe.
I'm learning, Adrian.
So cute. She does the Southern goodbye, which is not really goodbye. It's
like see you later, baby. One more thing. Oh, I'm going, but one more thing. I'm really learning. I'm watching my videos and I'm learning. I'm trying to keep myself in order because I like order also.
You shouldn't me.
get a little excited and go off because
Love it.
One thing will lead to another, So yeah, I'm learning. Baby.
I love the Southern goodbye though, because I just think about all the times I'd visit my family in the South and it wasn't really goodbye. It was like we'd walk to the car and then like 45 minutes.
And somebody walked to the car with you and you have a whole nother conversation and y'all sitting there in the dark and the mosquitoes and
8 hours later, you still ain't left. You still all standing out in front of the car, drinking, talking shit. And I just
somebody hands you a paper bag of freshly fried chicken, girl, with some bread, and it'll be smelling so good in the car.
You may as well go back in the house and take your damn shoes off.
My mother always liked to leave before it got dark because she didn't like to drive when it was, because on the highway from where the family was to where the city is just black. And so we're like, all right, y'all. And then we at the car and then they holding dishes and everything. I know. And girl, and next thing you know, that street light came on, came on, that one across the street never worked. But it's like all the street lights is on, people driving by, people didn't left because all they came to do was eat. It's dark. It's 2 a.m. You might as well spend the night.
Is that my chafing dish, girl? I've been looking.
It just cracks me up. I love it. Because I watched a huge number of people drop the chat because it was like, it really did sound, and I'm like, y'all been here
long enough to know
it's August. You know good and goddamn well when Jay sets up the goodbye, there's about another 45 minutes of bullshit we're going to do before we actually end the chat. So y'all, come on now.
Yeah, we know better than that.
I will say your goodbyes are very encouraging. She pray for y'all. She tell y'all to keep the faith. She wasn't just babbling, but she did the church lady goodbye too.
Yeah, exactly. I do, because we all need it. We all need it, whether you know it or not. However, again,
don't go back into it though, Jace. Let's don't go back.
No, I'm not. However you do it, you do you. Yeah. So now, Johnny, do you have a final word?
No, ma'am, I do not, because of this. I drank all of this and you got to come back out.
Okay. I got two, just real quick. Throat chakra, truth and life purpose. Make sure that all the bullshit you speak, all the bullshit you listen to aligns with your highest good. Be for your highest good. And that's it.
That's wonderful. And with that, I thank you all. We really saying goodbye now. Thank you all.
Johnny has to pee. Because Johnny has to pee.
Yeah, because Johnny has to pee, and so do I. And I'm not trying to play no tricks with nothing. We've already had the poo on myself story. This doesn't feel like that, but one never knows. Do one.
Yeah.
I got to pee too, Johnny.
We will see you. I got to look at my phone to see. Today is
26th is our next petty party.
Yes. So we will come on with, Johnny,
I don't know. That we figure that out later on. I got to pee for real.
Okay, all right, baby. All right, good night, everyone. We're gonna set Johnny free.
Are we done?
Set our baby free. Free at last. Good night.
We're still live, Jace.
I know. I'm ending the broadcast now.